Hello, my name's Tim O'Neill. I've been an attorney in Illinois since 1985. For the first 6 years of my career, I prosecuted felony cases for the Kane County State's Attorney. In that time, I had the pleasure of working with many of the fine law enforcement officers in Kane County. When inevitably, as most assistants do, I left, I decided I wanted to help those who help us every day. In the course of prosecuting those cases, I found out that these police officers often have jam-ups at work that they need legal representation as well. Since that time, I've represented the Aurora police officers, the Rockford police officers, the Elgin police officers, the Kane County deputies and sergeants, as well as the Kane County corrections officers and the court security officers. In all, presently I represent over 1,000 public safety officers through their unions. Part of the issues involving are citizen complaints against officers, how they're handled. Most of them are typically made up or exaggerated, but the agencies investigate them thoroughly, and it's important that an officer gets proper representation. Further, quite often, like any other people, officers screw up on the job. And whether you have a vindictive or an aggressive management, quite often the difference as to how the case is handled, how the officer is interrogated, means the difference between a letter of reprimand and or a serious suspension. Part of the other thing I've learned through the years of representing police officers is obviously officers get hurt on the job. And quite often they will come to their union attorney, such as myself, for issues that are related to that injury. But they'll hire another lawyer to prosecute their workers' compensation injury. And quite often, while they're fine lawyers, the other comp lawyers have no clue about employment law. There's a distinct interrelationship between an on-duty injury and your workers' comp rights and the labor law. You have to take into account what the collective bargaining agreement says about the rights of the injured officer. For instance, if ultimately you're released to light duty, I've had many occasions where the agencies have said, okay, you've got to work day shift because that's the only time we have for you open. Well, that completely abrogates your seniority rights when you bid on your shift, on what days off you have. There's the interrelationship between your injury and PETA, the Public Employee Disability Act, which most comp lawyers know virtually nothing about. That guarantees that if you are injured in the line of duty, your employer has to compensate you for up to a year, regardless of your prognosis. So I like to think our law firm represents the officer's interests on both ends, both under the employment side and if they're injured on the job, on the injury side. We offer a fine return on the comp settlements, and I will personally match my track record on disciplinary cases against any other labor lawyer in the state of Illinois. Thanks for tuning in, and if you have any questions, please give me a call, 630-232-6333.